In the early years of the 17th century, long before the smoke of London reached these fields, a house was built on a gentle hill in rural Islington. Some say it was connected to the grand state visit of King Christian IV of Denmark in 1606, who came to England to visit his brother-in-law, King James I. Whether built for the Danish king or his ambassadors, the house carried the name Copenhagen from its earliest days. By 1665, during the terrible Great Plague of London, the Danish ambassador is said to have used this house as a safe rural retreat, fleeing the death sweeping through the city. By 1695, the name Copenhagen was already printed on maps, a Danish outpost in the English countryside. From a diplomatic retreat to a legendary London pleasure house, this is the story of Copenhagen House. By the mid-18th century, Copenhagen House had transformed from a quiet diplomatic retreat into one of London's most popular pleasure gardens and taverns. Londoners would escape the crowded city to enjoy skittles, fives, cricket and other games in its spacious grounds. It was famous for its excellent views over the capital. It became a favourite spot for both respectable citizens and a more rowdy crowd, offering everything from tea and ale to boxing matches and occasional less savoury entertainments.
The strong box. No.
But it wasn't all pleasure. In 1770, the landlady, Mrs. Harrington, and her baby daughter were violently attacked in an armed robbery. 3 of the robbers were later hanged at Tyburn. Despite occasional scandals, Copenhagen House remained a beloved destination, a place where London came to breathe, play and socialise under the open sky. In the turbulent 1790s, Copenhagen Fields behind the house became one of London's most important venues for mass political meetings. The London Corresponding Society held massive reform rallies here, sometimes attracting over 10,000 people demanding political rights and an end to corruption. The most famous gathering was captured by the satirist James Gilray in 1795, showing the chaotic and fiery nature of these radical assemblies.
For liberty! United we shall prevail! No more tyranny!
Even into the 19th century, the fields remained a place for protest. In 1834, a huge march supporting the Tolpadal martyrs began from here. From a peaceful pleasure garden, Copenhagen House and its fields have become a powerful symbol of free speech and political resistance in London. Throughout the 19th century, the grounds of Copenhagen House became a major centre for sport in North London. In 1850, the famous Old Cope Athletics Ground opened here. It hosted professional running races and became one of London's leading sporting venues. In 1852, the Corporation of London purchased the house and surrounding land with plans to build a major new cattle market on the land. Severe storms in 1853 caused significant damage, and the house was demolished shortly afterwards to clear the site for redevelopment. After more than 2 centuries, the long story of Copenhagen House as a tavern and pleasure garden finally came to an end in 1855. In 1855, on the site of the former Copenhagen House, the Corporation of London opened the brand new Metropolitan Cattle Market, later known as the Caledonian Market. At its peak, it was one of the largest livestock markets in the world, handling hundreds of thousands of animals every week. The magnificent clock tower, designed by architect J.B. Bunning and opened by Prince Albert, became an enduring symbol of the market. Livestock arrived by railway from across Britain using the nearby Great Northern Railway and North London Railway lines before being walked a short distance to the market pens. Over time, the market evolved. By the early 20th century, it had become famous as a general
5 shillings,
market
madam, a
and
bargain.
later a huge flea
dresses,
market
half
where
price
almost
today.
anything could
I'll
be
take this
bought.
one.
Today, the site of the old Copenhagen house and the once mighty Caledonian cattle market is a peaceful public space known as Caledonian Park. The grand clock tower, built in 1855, is the only major surviving structure from the market era and remains the centrepiece of the park to this very day. Information plaques in the park now commemorate both the original Copenhagen house and the great political gatherings that once took place on these fields. From a 17th century Danish diplomatic retreat to a rowdy pleasure garden, political battleground, sporting venue, and one of Britain's largest cattle markets, this ground has witnessed over 400 years of London history. Today, Caledonian Park offers quiet
What a
green
perfect
space for local
afternoon.
residents, a peaceful ending to a remarkably eventful story.
So peaceful here.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you enjoyed my video, please like, share and subscribe. It really does make a difference to a small channel like mine.